To all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that taught us this word. I just want to talk about, these bodies that we're in, these chains of darkness, and the different infirmities and the pain that we have to deal with. It just seems like every day, you wake up and you have to deal with, some new inflammation. You have to deal with some type of sickness. Like just today, I like to get up and do some sprints in the morning, and then, afterwards, it's like my shins is just killing me. My legs, lower part of my legs, is like as you get older, your body breaks down. Can't handle that physical activity like you once used to do. And also, in the mornings, you have this. I have like this condition called plantar fasciitis. Basically, it's just like this heel pain that I have to deal with. In the mornings, the ligament under your foot gets inflamed. So it's points where I can barely walk sometimes. That's what inspired me to do this lesson. But that's it's part of this chains of darkness and these corruptible bodies that we were put into, that we have to deal with now. But eventually, we're going to be liberated from these bodies and put on immortal bodies. But we went off as a people, so now part of our suffering are these bodies that we have to deal with, these infirmities, and these getting sick, and different pains and groanings that we have to deal with. That's something all the men of the Lord had to deal with. All men in general. Until the Most High raises up His people. The first scripture is 2 Peter 2:4. For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment. Yeah, it says the Most High spared not the angels that sinned. Just like in the book of Jude, it says the angels that kept not their first estate. Yeah, we went off. We sinned. We didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We didn't keep our first estate. So the Most High, delivered us into these chains of darkness. Reserved unto judgment. But Paul, he had to deal with the certain infirmities, and the scriptures speak about, he had a thorn in his side. He had some type of pain or some type of issue that he was dealing with. When he was out there teaching. But that's part of that punishment that we have to deal with right now. It's Second Corinthians 12:5. Of such and one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. So yeah, you gotta humble yourself and glory in these infirmities, man, in these sicknesses and the issues that we have to deal with. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seemeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. Yeah, to keep you humble, man. At least I should be exalted above measure for the abundance of the revelations. There was given unto me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me. At least I should be exalted above measure. Yeah, he had that pain or something that he was dealing with. Everyone in this truth is dealing with something. But Paul, he had that thorn in his flesh. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahushai may rest upon me. Yeah, so he prayed 3 times. He really wanted that infirmity or whatever that issue he was dealing with to depart from him, to go away. But the Most High was like, no, man, you get the glory in these infirmities. You're made perfect through those weaknesses. And that's how we have to think about it. Yeah, when we have the herbs that we take when you get sick, but you have to deal with it. You have the glory in those weaknesses, man. Especially if you're out teaching or whatever, and you got to get up and go to work, and whatever in your daily life, you have to, you're made perfect in that weakness, man. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Yahweh's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And that's the mindset you have to have. Your weakness, that's what makes you strong. That mental toughness, that discipline. That's what's gonna sharpen your mind. That's what's gonna make you truly strong. It's going through hardships, dealing with the pain and all that. But that pain is temporary. These bodies are temporary. We want to put on that incorruptible body. We want to put on that immortality. Next scripture is 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Yeah, when the elect men get beamed up, their body's gonna be changed into those incorruptible bodies. The extraterrestrial body. If you read up in the chapters, it goes into like the flesh and celestial bodies and the terrestrial bodies. But the elect men are gonna get a different type of body. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. They had to become immortal, man, to live forever. Body with spiritual power. Renewing your strength. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Yeah, you're never gonna die, man. You're never gonna go off. Most High's gonna turn that stony heart into a fleshly heart. You're gonna have that super body, that extraterrestrial body. Death is swallowed up in victory. Actually, a quick precept on that is Romans 8 and 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. Yeah, we're looking for that glorious liberty. But yeah, when you get that new body, the men of the Lord, the elect 144,000, those men that are elected to make it up out of here, they're gonna change in the twinkling of an eye. They're gonna lose all that fat. Brothers that are like overweight, have a hard time losing weight. The Most High is gonna give you that leanness back. This is Isaiah 10 and 16. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. Yeah, you get that leanness back, man. All cut up, ripped, because you're gonna need that strength, to rule these nations, man. The last scripture is Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Yeah, you're going to have that governing seat in the kingdom to rule over these nations. The ones that overcometh and keep that works unto the end. The ones that keep that faith unto the end. The ones that don't take that chip, you know. To him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I received my Father. Yeah, and that's literal, man. Rule them with a rod of iron, you know. Scripture say gonna break in pieces many people, man, many nations. Yeah, you gotta have strength. You gotta renew that strength in order to do that, man. And I will give him the morning star. You know, that glow. You know, brothers are gonna have a glow about them, man. Like when you watch these movies like Avatar, and you see, those bodies lighting up and all these different creatures lighting up, the bioluminescence, and that's an actual thing, man. So it's so marvel not that the Most High can, change a man to glow like that. You know, I got this scripture. This article from treehugger.com. It's called Eight Brilliant Bioluminescent Creatures, dated February 26, 2014. Bioluminescence seems almost like magic. Organisms have evolved the ability to produce light for different reasons, to trick predators, attract mates, and even to communicate. The diversity of creatures with this ability is equally astonishing. From the common firefly to deep sea dwellers that are rarely seen by humans. What's also fascinating is that many of these creatures are not closely related. The bioluminescent traits have evolved separately at least 30 times. So yeah, it's just a list of these creatures that glow up, man. Yeah, fireflies. Remember as a kid, I used to see those a lot. Glowworms. This thing right here, got that green glow to it. Glowworms right here. So, or this is the railroad worm. Millipedes. Got millipedes that grow up, that glow. Yeah, so think that the Most High can't do that to a man? Yeah, his elect is gonna have that glow. Comb jellies, bobtail squid, lanternfish. That's what it looks like regularly. Yeah, this is what it looks like when it's lit up at night. A lanternfish, anglerfish, krill. It's like a crustacean that glows. It's right here. It's lit up right here. It says krill. They light up when touched or agitated. Just like going back to that movie Avatar, when they would hit those plants and they would glow. They would bright up when you touch them. The Most I can do that. That's the kingdom right there, man. But yeah, I want to touch on these chains of darkness. It's just temporary. Deal with that pain, deal with that sickness, because we are made perfect. The weakness, we are made strong through our sufferings, through our weaknesses. So with that, shalom.